respect, he may be our former president, but they've gone after Trump, so why shouldn't he go after Biden? And is there any action that he can actually take and put this man in jail, or will he just claim that he's senile and or not fit?
What I've seen or seen and read on the downloaded 3 Hunter Biden laptops, not one, there were 3, interviewing the technician who serviced them and got permission in writing to download the contents. They ought to go after Biden seriously for criminal enterprise. They'd have to get a conviction because there's no grounds for impeachment for ineptitude. There are only 3. 1 for bribery, 2 for treason, which is the only crime defined in the Constitution, and 3 for committing other misdemeanors or felonies while in office. And what you have is the felonies that were committed when he was vice president that are contained in those laptops. There is ample evidence of felonious and inappropriate behavior on those laptops. Matter of fact, when I looked at them along with 2 New York prosecutors, former prosecutors who had also been defense attorneys, we had to persuade Fox not to publish some of the stuff that was on those laptops because it would be very threatening to the security of the United States. That said, I think they could get ample evidence to go after him under the 3rd category, misdemeanors and felonies committed in office. And I think there might even be a good case for treason from what's being said. I don't know how this crackhead got this, but he got some White House tapes, which are still being produced. They're not just audio like they were in the Nixon administration, but they include the visual as well. And there is a meeting in the Oval Office where Obama is sitting on the front of the desk with his arms crossed. There's a tall Chinese representative there of a Chinese company. There's Hunter Biden sitting down on the far side. Joe Biden is daddy next to him, and Obama is engaged in this dialogue. Now, let me get this straight. Out of this $100 million in cash you put in this account through this company that Hunter is with, I get 10%, Joe gets 10%, and Hunter gets 10%. And he says, that's right, $10 million apiece. And what they're discussing is a desire on behalf of the Chinese government to get the U.S. Navy to back off of some aggressive counter patrols of the Chinese Navy that was trying to put emplacements on these small atolls so they could claim Chinese territorial status, and then a 200-mile radius around each of these little concrete emplacements, which were like 50 yards by 100 yards or 50 meters by 100 meters. And checking about 2 or 3 months later in Military Times, some of the American admirals were complaining that they'd been told to back off, which was exactly what was being discussed in these White House tapes. That's treason. Now, the only saving grace for them is it was not during a declared war, but there's a question as whether or not it is a condition of war and whether or not it goes under Article 1, Section 8, where it talks about the ongoing necessity to end piracy, which some of the privateers operating as a reserve for the Chinese Navy were carrying out against Filipino, Japanese, Korean, and Vietnamese fishing boats. So it might be very interesting. But anyway, yeah, they need to go after him.
Thank you so much for that